Check, check. All right, we in this thing. Couple Facts Podcast, episode number 7. We 7 deep in this thing.
Dang. And
Seven.
the first 5 episodes were trash because
The first uh,
4?
first 4 were trash. Well, no, episode number 4 was fire. Even though the audio might have been trash,
That's what I was talking about.
the topic,
Was good.
I feel like the religion thing. The episode 4 was
I
the
can talk about
religion
that all
thing.
day.
Yeah, that's going to get a part 2 coming up soon here.
Cool. Well, today we're here to talk about demanding change from your spouse and all the things.
Spouse.
And just so we're clear how this thing works, what we do is we decide on what we're going to film about, and then we each have the responsibility to look up some facts and do like some research before we bring it to you guys so we can come with our couple facts. And so I'm always interested to know if we have the same facts or not. I'm reading from the book of UCLA.
Please turn your Bibles.
Are you from UCLA too or no?
I don't have sources.
Okay. Well, I at least try to share the sources.
I plagiarize.
All right, hit me.
Let's see. I don't really have facts.
You don't?
But I mean, yeah, I do.
I have facts.
I got facts, but all right. So on the topic of changing your spouse, and if you should change your spouse, if that should even be a thing, I just thought of this phrase that says you can't teach an old dog new tricks, and a tiger never changes its stripes. So I just felt like that was a deep little quote that could accompany this topic. But basically, I just feel like you can't change your spouse or you can't change your partner. The only thing you can do is support them in an attempt to make a change. And you may change together. I feel like that would be the best thing if you're trying to change your spouse. The best way to go about it is to support that person. Just like I said, that could just look like both of y'all doing the same thing. For an example, if you're going on a diet, both of y'all go on a diet together, or just help that person and do it together. You can't really force change.
So
I think some of my facts come later throughout this conversation.
Stuart Wolpert, February 17th, 2000. In marriages, people are unlikely to change no matter how much their spouses demand it, says Andrew Christensen, professor of psychology at UCLA, whose new book on reducing marital conflict is being published this week. People cannot change their basic essence even if they try, and it is futile to demand that they do so. Who, says Christensen, who for more than 20 years has worked with hundreds of couples in therapy. To love and marry someone, you must accept the essence of the other person. You must accept who he or she is. You can push for change at the periphery, but not at the core. Marriage is a package deal. You don't get a line item veto over your partner's personality where you can discard the traits you don't like. One study by psychologists found that incompatibility is a mathematical certainty. Although early in relationships, we may not see or pay attention to important indifferences. When the differences become clear, as ours have, we often have the fantasy that we can make our partner change.
I was about to say, in the beginning, and when a couple first starts dating, they might be blinded
by love, because love is
blinded by
blind.
love, so you can't really see that flaw that that you don't really like. But then after you're married, that little small thing becomes a huge, irritating, big thing.
Facts.
So that might be why somebody might try to change somebody or might want to change somebody. People change and evolve; it's natural. But that change should happen naturally, and it shouldn't be something that's forced by somebody else, especially if that person doesn't want to be changed or forced to change. People don't like to be told what to do.
You don't like being told what to do.
No, people in general. Nobody likes to be told
what to do.
Nobody likes to be told what to do ever.
Meh, I think
you like to be told what to do.
No, but I think you're.
All right. So since you like to be told what to do, are you submissive?
What's that?
Would you exactly? Exactly. So nobody likes to be told what to do. Like that. That's
but
something
you have a next level aversion.
But that's something that's coming along with marriages these days. Women aren't really submissive these days.
No.
No. All right. So what if your spouse tried to force you to be submissive?
No.
What if they tried to make you change?
Define
hey,
submissive.
You need to do whatever I say. That's being submissive, ain't it?
Define submissive. Where's
Submit.
Alexis when you need her? I
Look at
got it.
look it up.
Submissive, ready to
You can
conform
ask
to the
Siri.
authority or will of others,
Exactly,
meekly
doing what I
or
say.
obedient or passive.
Be quiet and do what I say.
I will never be submissive
If I tell
in
you to
this
get in
life.
there and cook me some dinner, get in there, cook me some dinner.
I will never in life be submissive. I don't
If
think,
I tell you to,
unfortunately.
if I tell you to make up the bed, go make up the bed. I
I'm
mean,
laughing because
because
these
I
are
don't have to tell you to do these
I'm laughing
things. You
because
just naturally do
yeah,
it.
yeah, I'm laughing because at my core I'm pretty maternal and uh, house homemaker-ish. So
Domestic.
those are
You're
yeah, pretty yeah
domesticated.
that. So it's funny that you're saying those things because I like beg to make up for you to get out the bed
Mhm.
so I can make it. So that's why I'm laughing at those things. But I get what you're saying.
But if a man wanted to change a woman, like would she just go for it? Like you don't force change like that. You can help some. All right, so in that instance, the best way to go about it, if a man wanted to change a woman to be more submissive, like yo, go cook dinner, yo, go make up the bed, wash these clothes. The best way to go about, I feel like, is to do it with them. Well, hey, it's time to cook.
For
Let's cook
sure. It's
together.
the same with kids. The
And
best way to get
then
them to clean up is to clean with them.
and then the key to it is, as a man, you just have to like slowly back up until they fully take care of all their
Child, listen.
responsibilities.
Um,
That deserves a clap. No,
so what they are saying here is that basically that most of the time when somebody wants their partner to change, they want them to just like kind of make small changes like pay more attention or get off your phone or help with the kids more, those types of things. So
hmm
not really like changing the essence of who they are, but just changing some of their behaviors that the person views as not very becoming.
Do you know the top common areas that couples try to change their partner? The top things that people try to change about
They
each
probably
other?
want men to like do more domestic things. No.
No, that's not
Okay, tell me.
a All right, so number one, religion and politics. So say
Really?
like one person's a Christian, one person's an atheist.
I well, wait, you married people are marrying?
Yeah,
Okay.
people
Well,
marry people of different
I would
religion,
say that your
just like your coworker. I think
well, they were Christian at
they were
the
both, and then they
for 20
changed, and
years
then they
and then
changed.
one
One
changed. Yeah.
changed.
So, I mean, they don't even talk about it, so it doesn't matter. So they don't try to change. But what I was going to say is, I find that interesting because I don't think that holds true for us. But I would say that there are
I think it holds
thoughts.
true in one area. Well, not religion or the next one, politics. I feel like
Oh, for sure. Well, what I was going to say is there are things that the way that you think about certain things that I definitely don't think about them, but I don't necessarily want you to change
yeah, I don't
those
really care about
views.
you changing your views
You know what
either.
I'm saying? But like, it's evident that we have differences in some parts of religion, some parts of
The
politics,
thing I'm thinking of is
capitalism.
capitalism. Yeah, you're.
I'm an anti-capitalist, you
Yeah,
guys,
I'm fully
and he's the
capitalistic.
capitalist.
I'm capped
But it
out.
doesn't matter because you're not rich or like
Well, I'm trying to though. I'm hustling
bec-
every day. I'm hustling, hustling,
because
hustling.
we are likely not going to be rich together. I mean, it could be a thing, but like I
I'm
don't.
gonna be rich, and you gonna. Have you
I'm
seen
gonna
that
be.
thing? Hey, I heard y'all broke up. No, she's broken. I'm up.
That deserves a
Hey,
laughter.
heard you guys were broke up. No, she's broken. I'm up. I just thought that was funny.
That is funny. Okay, what are the other areas?
All right, number two, your home base, and that's
Like where we live
the
and
place where
settle?
you live.
No way.
Somebody might want to move states, might want to move countries.
Okay, I want to move states daily,
Okay, well, I don't want to move,
but
so that's what that is. So how can you get me to
I
change
can't because I don't
staying
care.
here?
But I'm making a
And
joke
how
and
can
being
I change? And how
facetious
can I change your mind
because
of wanting to stay here?
regularly I'm like, oh,
Or
let's go here, let's go here. I mean, just like,
or even moving houses.
oh yeah, I want to move
And,
houses too.
Uh,
But don't I want to do
do
everything?
you want to get into a big house or do you want to get
But
into a
don't I
small
want to move
house?
and do it like everything?
You want to do everything like I don't know.
Don't I wake up
It
each day
just
and I have
goes
new
by the
things to do?
day.
Yeah.
Like today she might want a mansion, tomorrow she wants to live in a shack. And it just changes
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah, it does.
That's why I call her wishy washy.
Okay, what else?
This girl's wishy washy. All right, the next thing, family planning. Um, Deciding, issues that go around your family, like how
Really?
many kids to have. One person might not want kids. One person might want to have kids. One person might want to have one kid. One person might want to have 5 kids.
Of all the tell me the rest.
Um, Changing their family and friends. From cutting, hey, you got to cut this friend off.
You tried
Hey,
to do that,
I
yeah.
don't want you to spend time with your
You
family. You
tried to do
tried to
that with a
do
friend.
that. You tried to do that with family.
Who?
Mental health issues. Someone might be easy to anger, or somebody might have social anxiety.
Yeah,
And somebody might try to change
I could
that,
see that.
but you can't really change that. The only
So
thing
you
that can
can't change
change
anything
that,
about anybody, but go ahead.
only thing that can change that is therapy. Like your mental issues, only thing you can change
Which I
is
tell you to go
therapy,
to. I'm
and you
just
might need meds. You might need medicine to change that. But those are the top
really.
areas that
So what's funny to
couples try
me
to
is
change.
that I don't I'm not offended by anything you say about religion or politics, or home ba I mean, I don't even think that even comes up. Like, if I was, like, really considering moving to Charlotte or somewhere, I feel like we would go. I have no interest in moving, so that doesn't even come up. Family planning does definitely not come up, so it's kind of crazy that people are having
Yeah, this is what people are arguing about.
because I feel like if we had well, here's the thing. So let me say this. I feel as though the scary thing to me that has all the scariest thing for me always has when it comes to um marriage is that once you've committed your life to this person and you're, building a life to even if
You
you
got to
don't
work everything out.
yes, and so not only that, but I guess I just always fear like what if you did switch religion? Like what does that mean for us? Let's take religion out of it because that's a huge one. What if you did have a political stance that was vastly different from mine? What if you did want to move to Spain? What if you really wanted
Germany.
what if you wanted 5 kids and I didn't? Like, how do you navigate these situations?
You got to compromise.
Or is
That's
that
the only
or
thing.
is that
That's
irreconcilable difference?
huh?
Or is that grounds for marriage on the basis of how
Grounds
you
for
say it?
divorce.
How you say the word? No,
Inconsiderable,
irreconcilable.
irreconcilable,
However you say that word, differences.
unreconcilable. Is it
Ir is ear
ear or
is ear.
unreconcilable?
Irreconcilable differences. And that is what most people get divorced on the basis of. Well, not most people, but I feel like that's what whenever the issues are cited, it's irreconcilable. I think
I
that's how
feel
you
like that's
say it.
got to be a huge issue. That's like
That's irrecon.
you've got to like be standing on something. You got to be
Here it
standing
is.
on that to irreconcilable.
Yeah, that's the word. Anywho, um, so a lot of people get divorced for that reason. But like, so what happens if, like, when we got married, we knew that we wanted like one kid, two would be for sure max. Like,
Max,
nobody's
for
having more
sure.
than 2 kids. What if I was like had 2 kids and I was like, like Loki, I want 2 more. Like, how do you navigate? You just like, okay, I'm just gonna have 4 kids, or like,
I mean, you're like,
or do
well,
you?
this is what we decided for when we. That's what we decided on
Because
when we got
somebody's gonna be
married.
mad the whole time. Like,
Yeah.
if we went from 2 and somebody wants 4, either somebody's not gonna get 4 with that person, or
Yeah.
somebody somebody's gonna be mad
Yeah,
the whole
what if
time.
somebody, what if that person that wants 2 more kids goes out and have 2 kids with somebody else?
Yeah. Or what if you have mental health issues, like the coworker of mine who lives apart in her own apartment because her husband has mental health issues or whatever. I guess that's a remedy. But like,
Oh no,
what do
they
you
gotta
what
they
do
gotta
you
get
do
up.
to
They gotta
maintain
get up
a
out of there.
happy and healthy marriage when you have vastly different views on things?
Yeah, man, you just gotta compromise. That's the only way to get through, issues like that when you got, when you're discussing tough issues. The only thing to do is compromise.
So if you change religions, I'm just supposed to compromise?
Yeah, you're supposed to find common ground.
So just don't talk about it basically.
I mean, you can talk about it, but I feel like it
If
shouldn't
I'm Christian and
be.
you're atheist,
I feel like it shouldn't be hard issues.
that's the little example
Yeah, that's
provided on
just the
here.
example. Man.
Um
Because how is
so like
that?
how do
How
you go from like going to church together and praying together and doing all the things, raising a child as a Christian and whatever, like let's say you have one or maybe
Mhm.
you have plans of raising a child as a Christian. How do you go from that to not doing
One person just does it by themselves.
Yes.
I mean, that's the only way I can see to go around is to compromise, and
Or just get a divorce.
I mean, if the thing, if you're standing on it and you can, well, I don't feel like you should rush to a divorce because you should have an open mind on different things. You should accept that person for who they are, and you should know that they're going to evolve eventually.
Ooh, now we're
What?
talking.
You should know that that person is going to evolve eventually. It might
Now we're
not be on
talking.
your time. They're going to evolve on their own, on their time.
Now we're talking because I'm in a state of constantly in a state of evolution.
Yeah, people change no matter what.
Yeah.
Everybody's going
So
to change.
my,
Nobody stays the same. The only constant is change.
you know who
Oh
said
yeah,
that?
that was deep, wasn't it?
Life Jennings said that.
Oh,
He did.
he said it after he heard it from somebody else, but he is not the originator
Well,
of
he
that
did
quote.
say it.
The
So
only constant is
yeah,
change.
that's exactly what he said. So that being said, I my fear wasn't so much like you changing necessarily, but me changing because I can't think of a time
You
in my
change every day.
yeah, I can't think of a time in my life where I wasn't ever evolving. Meaning like 3 years ago I could have a one viewpoint on something and now I could have a completely different view on it just because I've learned you too.
That's me. Like I change how I think about
Yeah,
things. Like that's my way of changing. I change how I think about things. But as far as me, the person I am, I'm 100% me. I don't think
elaborate.
like the, everything I do, like the person I am, my
The
characteristic,
behaviors.
behaviors, the I don't know. I guess I don't know. Just me being me, like my personality, my kindness, my go getting spirit, all of that. That's me. That's who I am. But the thing that is going to change is when people have debates, and it's all right. Do you think it's this side or do you think it's this side? Like one day I might agree with this, and the next day I might agree with this over here. Like my side, my thinking on things.
You have an
A
open
lot a lot
mind.
of times, a lot of times in a debate, I'm on the fence. I straddle the fence a lot because
Same,
I could see both sides to
same,
every story.
same. So I think what you're saying is what I feel that who I was by 17 as a person, as by 18, who I was by 18 is who I'm always going to be. Like, there's never going to come a time where I'm not helpful or I'm not organized or I'm not X, Y, and Z. Like, that's always
Mhm,
going to be who I am.
mhm,
I literally don't think I can be unorganized or
mhm,
like change that about me.
mhm.
But like you were saying, I can be more accepting. I can be more, like, I can change. Um, I just think about the LGBTQ, um,
IA,
huh?
IA.
IA.
Yeah, you can't
Well,
forget
I
all the
normally just stop
letters.
at LGBTQ because that's
But then
safe.
the two
I know, but
IA
that
would
changes
be
often, so I just stop at Q because that's been the same way for a long time. But
well, two
it's probably not
IA,
politically correct. But
two IA has been
I
on
think
it.
about
Mm.
them and I think about how I just feel like a lot of times there are lots of different changes that are sorry taking place in the community. And so as a person who I can't sit here and say I have gay friends, but like as a person who knows gay people or queer people, even like queer, like I think queer back in the day was offensive, but now you can say it, it's politically correct.
I don't think it was so much offensive back then, queer, because they had a whole show, Queer Eye for the Straight Guy.
I don't know about that, but
That was a whole show.
all I know is that as they are ever evolving and things are changing, I can change with I can change my verbiage and be more politically correct. Like those are things that I can do.
Mhm.
And those aren't innate qualities of me because it has more so to do with other people, if that makes any sense. Like it's not any core part of who I am. Like that's just being respectful. I don't know. I guess being respectful is who I am. And so
Yeah,
I can change and try to adjust with different situations and stuff to be more respectful of different situations and scenarios and things of the sort. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes any sense.
it don't.
but that's what I feel. Like there are qualities that I adopted by adulthood that are just a part of me. But I am always open to learn and grow and just be a better version. I think the best version, I think being organized is the greatest version of me. So there's no changing that. You know what I'm saying? Like those types of things. So anyway, I'm kind of picking up what you're putting down. I was trying to see what you were putting down to see if I was picking it up. And
Did you pick it up?
I think I kind of low key picked it up. I don't know. I got a cramp in my back, like halfway picking it up. And so I put it back down. But I feel like I'm kind of picking up what you're putting down. What is that? What
Boom, boom.
so, anywho, back to the topic at hand. So, your conclusion is that you cannot change.
You can't change. You can't force somebody to change. The change has to come by itself. Change is inevitable. Change is inevitable. Change is going to occur, but you might not be willing to wait for your partner to change. Like it might take you don't know when your partner's going to change.
Same thing. I was having this
So
conversation with my friend.
are you I guess are you supposed to wait for that change to occur, or are you gonna hit the road, Jack? Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more?
So, what it says here is that a solution is to be more accepting and to see our spouse's shortcomings as endearing or at least easily forgivable. The best solutions to most problems, they say, involve a combination of acceptance and change. Crimes of the heart are usually misdemeanors. I don't really know what all that means, but
Yes.
I feel like recently we talked a lot about unconditional acceptance, and we kind of talked about unconditional love, which maybe we should do a podcast about the difference between the two and how we view them. And so I don't really think I'll ever love anyone unconditionally outside of a child. But as far as unconditional acceptance, I feel like I can have unconditional acceptance for those around me, those people in my life, like my husband. That's doing that because you're doing that.
Uh,
Like my husband and friends and family members and those folks, I feel like I can have unconditional acceptance. And that goes kind of to that point. Like whenever you marry somebody, you have to be able to accept them as who they are when you marry them. But the thing is, people ebb and flow and they change and they evolve and they grow. So both people can be changing and evolving and growing. And so I don't know. I just think it is kind of tricky to I guess have to kind of navigate that.
hmm,
You're taking notes.
hmm.
You're taking notes in the middle of the podcast.
No, I was just like, yeah, we're gonna do our next. I was just writing down the next topic.
Okay.
Would you like to change that about me?
What?
I don't know.
What are you talking about?
I'm just trying to bring it back to to bring it back to what you was talking about changing your spouse. Is that something you would want to change about me? The fact that
If I
I'm
could wave a magic wand?
the fact that I'm taking notes in the middle of our podcast, is that something you would like to change about me?
No, because you just this
Because
of 6 episodes, you take one note. I think is fine. I'm just one.
I'm going to evolve and change because change is inevitable. I only did that for that one time.
So, of the things that you could change about me, if you had to think of count them all up, what would you like? If we lived in a perfect world, you can wave a magic wand. How many things would you change?
So we might be here all day.
No, you're just saying the number.
All right, let me see.
You should know this if you've been living with me all these years.
Mm, give me some time. Let me see. How many things? It's less than five.
4 for me.
I'm struggling to get to five.
I'm at 4. That's not too bad. Not so
Yeah, I'm at
bad.
like three or four.
I think I like and love like, 10 things or more about you. So
I think I love
at
like a
this
thousand
Oh,
things.
you do? Well,
Yeah.
that's wonderful. So I guess the good is outweighing the
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. So I guess that like before you get a divorce and before things hit the fan, you should probably outweigh the pros and the cons.
Well, before I cuss you out, I always think about
Before you cuss me out, you better think of the repercussions of your actions. That's
before
first and
before I
foremost.
cuss you out, I always think about the things that okay,
The
so I'm joking. I've
consequences.
never cussed him out, but
Because
before
she thinks about the repercussions and
before
consequences.
before I engage in a
Bad behavior.
a negative action or behavior or thought or whatever, you know what I'm saying. Before I do something that I'm probably going to regret, I do always think about the reasons. Like when you get on my nerves, I think about the reasons as to why you don't get on my nerves. That if that makes any sense. Like anything that you
When I
do,
get on your nerves, you think about why I don't get on your nerves?
yes, which
Oh,
helps to calm me down or
that's a
to
good technique to
yeah,
try to put out there.
yeah,
Whenever your spouse does something to annoy you, think about reasons why they don't annoy you.
yeah. So
Interesting.
basically, like if you do something that annoys me, I always think about obviously the things you do that don't annoy me, but also your true character. Like I know that if you do something, it's not
To
to
hurt
be
you
yeah,
and be spiteful and out
to
of
be malicious or cannot whatever the case is. I'm like, that's not his character. Though
I get that because I do the same
what do
thing.
you do?
Huh?
What do you do?
Think about she didn't do this to be malicious or be mean. That's just who she is, and that's just
Yeah,
what she
yeah,
does.
yeah. I get what you're saying. Even
And
though
specifically, yeah, I mean, I could say it. When you move my stuff, okay, well, she didn't move it to be malicious or to be mean. She's a
so
clean person. She's organized. This is what she
what feelings
does.
come up for you whenever your things are moved?
Anger. What? I'm
Rage.
being real. Yeah, rage, anger.
Let's talk about it. Tell me more.
Huh? I'd be
Why
mad
why does anger and rage come up for you whenever
because,
your dirty socks that you've been wearing for 5 days are put in the dirty clothes?
Chad, it could be socks. It could be
Okay,
anything.
why does anger come up for you?
Because I know where I last put this thing. I guess I knew where I put these socks at, and I need these socks in this
You
moment.
don't.
Huh?
You don't though.
Why I don't?
There's no pair of socks that you need.
Well, we're just using socks for
Okay.
what it could be.
Okay.
All right. So what about
Okay. Like
let's my
the hard drive or
phone hard drive. Yes,
computer charger.
I'm uploading the computer charger, anything like that. I need the computer charger right now because the computer's all the way dead, and I need it, and it's not
Pause.
where it was when I left it.
Flag on the play. Yesterday, anger was frustration was coming up for me when I was looking for
The charger.
because I knew that I must have put it somewhere perhaps,
Yes,
and I could
you.
not. Had lost my own stuff basically,
Yes.
and so I was a little frustrated. But
So
then
how do you feel if you left it somewhere and somebody else moved it? This is how you feel when you moved it.
your
You were
stuff.
the last
If it was
one.
my stuff, I probably wouldn't care. But the fact that I had lost your stuff,
So you were
it made
upset
me more annoyed.
because you lost my stuff, or because
I
you
don't know
couldn't find
why.
it?
Why? I guess because if it were mine, I would put it in a specific place.
But because it's mine, you
I just kind of put it
just
wherever it feels like its home is,
it's
but
not
it doesn't
mine.
really
Oh,
have a home. That's why I was
see,
frustrated
and see
because
things. You say things have a home, but it seems like your stuff has a home, but my stuff's home is wherever you want it to
it's
be,
but you have not
wherever you put it.
established the home. So I try to establish one for it.
Its home is wherever you found it at.
So the socks on the floor,
You ever heard the phrase "Papa was a Rolling Stone"? Where he lays his hat is his
yeah,
home.
the Temptations taught me.
Okay, well, wherever you see it laying at is his
That's his
home.
home?
That's his home.
No, it's not.
Why? Why not?
Why would your laptop's home be on the
Nightstand,
no,
dresser, under the bed,
on the kitchen table?
on the kitchen counter. Why not?
Yeah,
Why not?
because
What's wrong with that?
no laptops belong in the kitchen.
Who says? Says who?
Me, the
So
person who cleans the kitchen. So don't I get to have a say so?
I clean the kitchen also.
But I clean it more because you cook
You
more and I clean after you.
you act like you clean more, but
Well,
we've already talked about that. You don't really
I
clean. You
do.
organize.
You tidy. I like deep clean and declutter and all that,
You declutter and organize,
which is cleaning.
which
It's
isn't
putting stuff
really
back in its home.
which isn't getting rid of bacteria or anything like that. It's just
I
moving stuff
disinfect and clean
around.
too.
It's just, but majority of your
But back to the
cleaning.
socks.
Okay. All right, so I need these socks. I need this charger right here and right now. I knew where I took these socks off. I knew where the last place I used the charger, and I'm going back to where I had last had these things. and they're not there, and I need these things. Oh my gosh, where is it? Okay, all right. So if I remember it here, okay, well, maybe I didn't remember it here. Let me go look over here. Let me go look over here. It's in none of these places where I would normally put things. Like it's not in none of my top 5 places around the house where I usually leave things. It's nowhere to be found. So that's why I'm frustrated. That's why I'm mad.
To be fair, I would be upset
Cause
too.
I have zero clue where this
To be
stuff
fair,
is,
that would frustrate me heavily.
as it does.
But so what's the remedy to the situation?
Let's go over that again because
Yeah,
I feel like
because
I
if you
keep
think
on
the
saying
remedy
the
is to just
remedy
leave stuff where
is
it
to
is,
leave stuff where it
no,
is.
no,
Don't touch stuff.
then you
Don't
can live
touch
by
stuff.
yourself.
Is that hard to not touch stuff?
Yes.
Oh, what are we talking about? What's this about? We're talking about changing spouses,
Yeah,
ain't it?
yeah.
So
Perfect time.
why can't people just leave stuff alone?
Mm-mm. If you have socks and clothes and stuff just thrown about,
Not just thrown about, but not in the place where you want them at.
I want dirty socks in the dirty clothes hamper.
All right, so what if you plan on wearing those dirty socks again?
Put them in the dirty
I'm
clothes
sorry, guys. I do wear dirty socks.
put them in the
I wear my socks
holy
for
socks and all that. Put it in. That's why you have multiple pairs of socks.
multiple weeks. A pair of socks per
Your I
weeks.
feel like
I'm
yours
s- I'm,
I feel like you
I'm
should
sorry, y'all.
I feel like you should establish um like if you have your laptop and charger situation, like maybe you should establish a home for your laptop and charger.
I feel like I've tried that before, and
Where is
stuff
it?
still be getting
Where is
moved.
it?
Huh?
You have to share your it's home with me.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Or pick it up yourself. So
well,
the root
you use it more than I
so
do,
the easy
so
solution for this is for you to pick up your own items like immediately.
that would involve change because that's not in my
Okay,
nature.
well then you should change.
Well, you can't force me to change.
So
It has to occur naturally. What do my facts say? All right, so what do the facts say? The facts say people change and evolve is it's natural. The change should happen naturally and not something you should force.
so when do you think you'll start picking up after yourself?
In due time.
So it's been 10 years. Well, 30 years for you. So
All right,
so it's,
it'll take four score.
what is it?
Huh?
What is it?
Four score. Four score and 20
20.
years ago.
Okay, so it's been 30 years and you're still very messy. When do you think you'll be
Maybe it's not in the book
Okay,
of
so the
cards.
issue
Maybe it's not
is
in my deck of cards.
let's talk. The issue is I have no when I married him, I knew he was messy. I have no because I'm pretty domestic, so it kind of balances out. I have no problem cleaning or doing any of the things. Well, I have no
Domestic.
problem cooking or cleaning or doing those things, but I can't do everything, so we have to divvy up our tasks.
Hmm.
I prefer to clean, he cooks.
Hmm.
So that being said,
Plus I'm the better cook. So.
whatever. I'm a better cleaner naturally, but the purpose is that when I married him, I knew that he was messy and he was probably always going to be messy. But the issue then becomes if I'm cleaning up his mess, which I have no problem doing necessarily. The issue is that if I'm cleaning up his mess and he doesn't like the way that I've done it because I've moved his things, and he gets annoyed. I have no problems whatsoever cleaning up after me, after him. I mean, for the most part, I have no problem. I can't, like I said, I
I was about
could,
to say, to me, it seems like you enjoy cleaning.
yeah,
So, I mean,
I
why would
can't
I
say that I
not?
happily cleaning I can't say that I happily do all the domestic things only because we both work outside the home and so therefore we both contribute in that way. But like if I were the sole cleaner, cook or whatever, like it would be fine. So I have no problems. Like I'm literally happy to clean up because you don't have huge messes, make no mistake. It's
Yeah,
just
it's
that
not like I'm just
yeah,
messy
you're
and
not
just leave
filthy.
stuff all
Yeah,
over.
it's not like a tornado came
It's
through.
just like I might leave something on the nightstand
It's just that you
or
don't put things in their homes, and that stresses me. But I'll put it in the home that I've created for it, and then you get stressed. And
that's because you've
so then,
created
what do
this
you think the
home.
remedy for the situation is then?
Me picking out my stuff's home.
But are you going to put it in the home? Because right now,
But even if I don't put it in the home, I mean, if you have to go behind me, you should put it in our agreed upon home.
okay, so right now You have you have a space in the drawer alongside mine for your deodorant,
Mhm.
except you have 4 deodorants in there.
Okay.
I don't know what is what, and
You don't need to because they're
And I
my
don't.
deodorants.
But I did not when I organized that area, I did not organize it such that 4 of your deodorants and one of my 5 deodorants would fit in that small area. So at that point, it's cluttered. I can't get to what I need to get to. It's stressing me out, which is why I used your toothbrush accidentally the other day. And so it's just making everything a mumbled, jumbled mess. And so I would say that the home for those extra ones that you're not using would be the
Or I could
overflow
just throw them
area
away in the trash because
or
they're
that
empty.
it would be the overflow area under your sink or the trash. So my question is then why do you have 4 or 5 deodorants in one little space and it's all cluttered and disorganized?
Because I'm a hoarder and I don't want to throw nothing away because I could still use those for a bad
So
day.
why don't you put them in the overflow?
Because I might get those confused with my new deodorants.
Well, why don't you just open the top and see which one's new or which one's old? And even if you do get
I
it
don't know. I should
confused,
probably just throw all the old ones away because
so
I
why don't
got
you do
new
that?
deodorant.
What prevents you every morning
I
when
told you I'm a hoarder. I don't throw away clothes either.
yeah, I need to get in that closet too
That's
and get
what
rid of
needs to
stuff.
change in me. But in due time, this
So
will
you've been a
change.
hoarder for 30 years?
Basically, I
So when will you not be a hoarder?
guess 30 years.
Will you about
When
to
I
die?
no longer have use for the stuff I wore in high school.
Well, you can't fit it. You're either gonna be
I can't.
much bigger or you're much smaller.
I'm
You're
much
gonna be
smaller
no,
than I
in
was.
60 years, you're either gonna be like a very skinny person
You
or
think
I don't think you'll still be 170 or whatever. You think so?
I will be?
We'll see. We'll
I've
come back in
been
30
I've
years
been
to let you
this
guys know.
I've been this my whole life.
This is true. I just
Like
feel like when you
in
get
my high
older,
school weight, I was 180.
ooh,
Now I'm 175.
yeah, you don't. I don't think you've ever been beyond.
I have been big. I've been 200.
You did hit 200.
Yeah,
I remember you
remember
being
when we
195.
remember yeah when we was in what River Creek or Heritage, one of them.
Woo!
I was
Yeah, boobies.
I was dang near 200, and I'm struggling to lose them.
I think he hit 195. Yeah. I don't think I ever saw 200.
I don't know, but I was
Well, we were
close.
the same size then. Imagine that. Anyway,
Hmm.
if we were 200.
Well, I guess we've been growing the opposite ways, huh?
Yeah, we have.
How is that? How can I've been losing and you've been?
You know, when we met, you were 170
Yeah, I was I
and
was
I
I was
was too,
low.
but we look completely different. No, I was. But we look
Cap.
it was visible that you were more muscular. I mean, like the male
You was
body.
you was 170.
Yeah, I can show you a picture.
I've seen
I
pictures,
can
but
open my Fitness Pal from the day that we met because I've been using my Fitness Pal for like 20 years, and it could show you how
it's
much.
gonna say 170.
I promise you it would. And if I felt like spending time today,
Okay,
I would do it.
okay.
So, um, are you going to stop being a hoarder?
Eventually, but you can't force change. You can't force somebody to
So
change.
I have to
You
just
know, you
accept the
can.
fact that you're a hoarder.
You have to compromise it. You have to compromise with me
And
being a
how
hoarder.
will we do that?
We have to set boundaries and stuff like that.
What are the boundaries? We're doing this in real time.
Oh, we're actually talking about me being a hoarder.
Yeah, we're gonna do this in real time. No
All
use to
right,
getting on this camera capping.
all right. Well, let's see. All right, being a hoarder.
This is how we have
How can
100%
I?
of our
How can I learn?
conversations.
How can I learn to throw away stuff that I no longer have use for? I don't know, because in the back of my mind, someday there's going to be a day where I'm gonna end up looking for that one thing, and I'm gonna be upset because I don't. You know what? That just happened. That literally
What
just
happened?
happened
Talk to me.
when we were getting this whole setup stuff
What happened?
with my mixer. Like years ago,
That's
I
because you
threw
don't.
it away.
Your items don't have a home.
Huh? No, we
You can
threw that
ask me to
away
look.
because we were cleaning out, getting rid of stuff, getting rid of junk, and we decided, oh well, haven't used this in a while. And matter of fact, I've never used that thing. Never. I was never able to set it up. Never. I didn't know how to use it, so it was always just sitting. That was a brand new mixer, and we just threw it away because I haven't used it in what 10 years. It was just sitting there. Now look what happened. We needed a mixer and everything. That was the exact mixer we needed.
It wouldn't have been this good, to be fair.
Uh, it had all of this, but it ain't had the sound effect buttons.
Oh, it had the channels and stuff.
Yeah, it had 4 channels.
Really?
Yeah, it had all that. It had the levels and all that. Had the audio, all the cords in the back. It
Really?
had everything
It
except for
was just
these
a little
buttons.
mini version. You said. Was it smaller?
No, it was about the same size.
Really?
It just didn't. All right, so it went. It was from here on.
Okay.
It was a silver thing from here on. It just didn't have these
And so how
buttons.
did not having that 15-year-old mixer negatively impact your
I was
fu
upset because when we needed it, we didn't have it, and we had to spend money. Like, how much was this thing? How much was this? So,
hundreds?
right, and we had to spend unnecessary money. I think that was the root of it, having to spend unnecessary money. Because I was just looking for
But it's
something.
not
I was just
unnecessary.
another thing talking about hoarding. All right. So I was so school picture day. Teachers having their pictures taken. I didn't want to wear a whole suit, tie, and jacket. I was good with the shirt and tie, but I didn't want to do the traditional suit jacket because I feel like, all right, that's probably something for principals or something like, big dogs official. So I wanted to wear like a vest over my shirt and tie, to like kind of look spiffy, kind of look young, kind of but still look professional and spiffy. Um, I couldn't find my vest, and
Which one?
my black one.
Oh, I didn't know you had a black vest.
I had a black vest. I'll show
I know
you.
you have a gray one from our wedding or whatever.
I'm talking about like those argyle vests. Like that
You know
gray
why
and
you
blue
couldn't
one.
find your vest?
Why?
Because your closet is a wreck.
We would just organize that.
You call that organized?
You just did it.
Well, let me go back in there and do it again
You
then.
literally just did it. Or I don't know, maybe you moved it and it's somewhere in some new kind of home
It could
where
be.
old clothes go. I don't
Yeah.
know. It might be
Or
in the guest
donated,
rooms closet
thrown
somewhere.
out, thrown away.
And see that's the thing with Horton. Like I was literally looking for that, but that vest would have
You don't
took
think it
my
was probably
dress.
out of
My outfit was here, with that vest could have shot up to here.
you don't think it was probably out of like outdated?
No,
It was in
those
style.
kind of things don't go out of date.
So here's the thing. We
I'm
can't
a
have
classic man.
we can't have an organized clutter. We can't have an organized clutter-free home if you want to hoard. Like you don't have a big enough house to hoard.
Oh, we need a bigger house.
Well, then we need
That's the
well then
compromise
we
right
need
there,
better jobs
huh?
because this is what they told us we could afford.
We need more people to watch a couple
This ain't
facts
gonna count.
and huh?
This doesn't count.
Doesn't count what?
This income that we get online doesn't count towards
Huh?
nothing.
I don't.
It didn't count 2 years. It might count now. Maybe it has to be 5 years.
No, it's gonna be 2 years.
No,
Yeah,
no, because 17, 18. No,
it wasn't a full 2 years.
I get what you're saying. Is that why?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
well,
April
if we take YouTube into
2020 to
consideration,
April
we can get a
2022.
mansion.
Well,
Well, not a mansion, but
just enough for me to put my extra
something bigger than this is
belongings.
already going to be a mansion, if you ask me. Because
Yeah.
once you clean it, once you like really try to clean it and keep up with all the rooms, it's you know,
Well, that's when you hire help to clean.
no, I clean my own house. Thank you. Nobody can do better. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. All right, so moving forward, to you can do damage by trying to force somebody to change.
Yeah, I know that.
What kind of damage can you do? Nope.
Emotional damage,
Huh? Yeah,
um,
that's the main
resentment.
thing. All right, so trying to force somebody to change, first of all, is disrespectful. Respect
Mhm.
indicates that your feelings will always be considered, and your happiness and welfare are always important to your partner. When you disrespect that other person, you break down their self esteem. You hurt their feelings and demean their sense of self.
First of all, that's impossible to
What
do with you,
to do?
so I
What?
don't want to hear it. Keep going.
What's
To
impossible with
break
me?
down your self esteem and all that other stuff.
Everybody's not me. Everybody doesn't have the self esteem that I have. Everybody doesn't have the
First of
feelings
all,
that
even
I
if I
have.
knocked it down, it wouldn't be that big of a
It would
difference.
still be a positive self esteem, no
So,
matter how far you knock me
yeah,
down.
so I'm not buying that. Next,
And also, you wouldn't accept it. You wouldn't accept somebody trying to change you. What if you was a hoarder and I was trying to change that about you?
I
What
would.
if the roles were
You
reversed?
would have to convince me that changing this lifestyle would drastically improve our circumstances, and I would do it.
So I would have to convince you that not cleaning and not being as organized as you are would significant. Well, okay, I can. All right, so you would be less stressed out. You would be more
No, but I'm
able to.
happy when it's clean.
Would be, huh?
I'm happy when it's
You did
clean and
say that. You
organized.
said all that unorganized stuff stresses you
It
out.
is. I'm happy when I can like not trip over things
But
going in my closet.
but at the same time, doing the actual cleaning and stuff tires you out, no?
I mean,
Or
it's
are
tiresome.
you content and okay with cleaning and all that?
Yeah,
So you're good with it.
perfectly
So what
happy.
needs to change?
I'm asking you. Whatever it is that
Eh,
I might change, you would have to in
no,
convince
I'm
me.
saying like I don't have to change my
No,
filthiness
you get stressed
because, huh?
because you get mad because now you're walking around looking for stuff and you can't find it
Because you done moved something.
in its new home that I've
It's new
found for it.
home,
Because yeah, everything here has sometimes when I reorganize things get a new home.
and nobody else knows
And
about it
so you
but
tell me
you.
to take you on a tour. Like if I reorganize the kitchen, you sometimes ask if I'll take you on a tour so you can learn.
Tell me where the stuff is,
Yeah.
cause I remember you
But do you
moved
want
the
a tour?
bowls and
So you
all
want me to
that.
take you on a tour every time?
Every time you move stuff, yes.
Okay,
Alright, so if the
well
bowls
then you might
usually
as well
go over
do
here and you change the kitchen around where bowls go over here and spoons go up here,
well
I
then
do wanna know. I want in
every
on
couple
that.
of days we would be going on a tour. So if you have the time
So
for
the
that,
bigger issue is why do you feel like things need to change all like that?
they do.
Why do you need the bowls to go from
Okay, the bowls
here
have
to
never
go over
changed.
here?
Give me a good example.
Why are they not okay with being up
Give me a
here?
new bowls have been in the same place for 2.5 years. Plates, forks,
Um,
spoons. The kitchen hasn't even really changed that much.
um, well, the pantry, the stuff in the pantry is
It ain't but
been.
so big. You can't find what you're looking for. If you go in there looking for cereal, you don't know where to look for cereal.
All right, what about like snacks, chips, Pop Tarts?
Okay,
I don't know. Sometimes they be over here in this basket, and then they be over
okay, but the
here to the
pantry's
right.
organized and it's not cluttered, so shouldn't
Yeah,
you be able to find it? Okay, so I need you
true.
to,
I don't know. I'm trying to think of something else.
yeah,
I'm trying to think of something on the
yeah, and I
spot.
want you to think of it too.
Um, no, I can't.
I
No.
don't really,
I got writer's block.
I don't really mess around with like. There's no reason you can't go in the refrigerator and find whatever you're looking for. I mean, even if it moves like a slight bit, like even if I move the cans from one shelf to the second one, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to
There's
find the
been times
cans.
I haven't been able to find stuff in the
What are
refrigerator.
you looking for? Because the
Um,
condiments are on the left and right.
Sour cream, butter,
So you can't open the refrigerator and immediately see the butter.
taco sauce. The taco sauce that'd be hard to find.
Are you looking? But you also don't look for things well
I
either.
my mom do tell me.
You also just
Look,
take a quick glance and you don't actually look. And then I'll find stuff and it's you like, where did you find it? I'm like, right where you were looking. You just were not looking well. So there's that.
if it was a snake, it would have bit me. You ever heard that?
No, is that what your mama told you?
You ain't heard that one? If it
No.
was a snake, it would have bit you.
If you was looking for the snake
If what you were looking for was a snake, it would have bit you
because it was looking right
because
at
it was
you.
right at you. Yeah.
No.
You ain't all right. So if you ain't heard that one, I know you ain't heard this one. If I get up and come and find it, you ain't heard that one.
No.
You ain't heard. I'm a beat you.
Oh my God.
If I get up, I know you ain't heard that one. So ain't nobody ever so your mom ain't ever sent you. Hey, go bring my purse. Um,
I always retrieved it
you can
because it was
always
probably in
find it.
its home.
Or go come bring this remote. Or no, it was probably go get my purse out the kitchen or whatever. Oh, I can't find. If I have to get up and come find, if I get up and find this purse, then I'm gonna beat you or whatever.
Oh my God.
Yeah, huh? Your mama ain't never said that.
No.
Comment below if you ever heard that one. If you ever heard, what was the first one?
If
If it
it's a
was a snake, it would have bit you. And number two, if you've heard, if I get up and come find it, I'm gonna beat you or whatever. Yeah, that's yeah.
sounds traumatizing.
Uh, Well,
If
as you see,
for a
30 years,
person like you.
30 years later, I still remember it. So,
No, no one's ever threatened to beat me because I can't find a remote. Like who does that?
all right. So, I mean, I guess it's time to wrap this up. Takeaways from this: you can't force change. Change comes
But
naturally.
you can have communication. You can set
Communication,
boundaries. You can
set boundaries,
compromise.
compromise,
And you can work on accepting for who the person is while also
acceptance.
understanding that change, small changes can be made. Sometimes I think even like for me, I'll speak for myself. Sometimes I think even like your attempt at putting something back in its home, even if it lasts for like a day, is motivation enough for me to like feel like you low key care about becoming a more organized. Because it's not for me, it's for you. Like
What's
that's
for
that,
me?
listen. I view our
You being organized is for
no no
me,
no
and
no no no. I view you being a better version of yourself as uh something good for you and not necessarily for me. Like I don't think about this, but I'm just saying like what if I were no longer here? What if you have another spouse? What if you I'm not here and you have to raise your our kid by yourself? I don't know. I just think about like I don't actually think about these things, but you get what I'm saying like these are just hypothetical. So it's kind of like women they always say women should know how to manage their money and or men should know how to manage their money and everybody should know how to do all these different skill sets in the event that they may have to do them by themselves, if that makes sense. So I think about if you have to run a household by your
you want me to be organized, so that's what you're trying to
no,
teach me
if
is
you
to be
have to
organized
run,
now.
it's kind of like doing hair. You said you want to start like helping me with my hair because I complain about it. And you said you would help me because you want me to wear it like this. And I say, okay, well, in your learning to do this, even though you don't have hair, if you have a child or I don't know, some female kid or male kid with long hair, somebody, you may have to give them, some tips on. I mean, you'll know how to maybe, you know, detangle it properly or you know how to keep it moisturized and you'll just know how to do proper hair care. So I just kind of think about, it's not such a bad life skill. So you being organized helps you more than it helps me because it's a life skill that you should have.
But if I have you around, why do I need that skill?
Because it's not guaranteed that I'm always going to be around.
Well, I guess I just won't be organized then
Why would
anymore.
you want to be unorganized when you can choose to be organized? Why would you want to be in a frenzy looking for your things even though you claim that you won't be. But
I wouldn't be
if
because I
left
would
to your
know.
own devices, I feel like the place would be a wreck. Though.
No, I
And this is a
wouldn't.
big place to keep a wreck.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, because I wouldn't do too. The only thing I would that would be messed up would be probably the closet, the
You probably also
bedroom.
wouldn't have as many things though. Like if you lived here alone, you probably have a
Yeah, because
bed and a dresser.
nothing in here is mine.
You'd have a
So
bed and a dresser and maybe a couch in the man cave and like a couple TVs.
very minimalistic,
Yes.
and I would
Although
know where
still a
everything
hoarder.
is,
You would just hoard the things that you do
and
have.
I would have
Like
more
your closet would
space.
be
I would have more
filled.
space to hoard.
You-
I would have stuff in my hoarding room would probably be the guest room. That would probably be my everything
I
that
got
I
you.
think I might need one day. Guest room
Gotcha.
or
Or
garage.
garage. Okay.
Yeah,
Anywho, but being organized is a good skill set to have in life.
it is. I ain't
So,
gonna lie.
you know, so when I see you making strides towards it, I feel happy for you, not for me
You don't feel happy
necessarily.
for yourself.
No, not really. I feel
You
happy
don't
for
feel
you.
like, oh, he's coming along.
But I'm happy for you
Yeah,
because whatever you do in your life, I feel happy for you because you're making changes for your life, you know?
yeah,
So
I feel it.
that's my thoughts on
All right. Well, we talked
that.
about it. So
We talked
yeah,
almost an hour about it. Gee
yeah, we
whiz.
did. I ain't even gonna get to this last thing real
Well, you
quick
might as well go
because
ahead.
that could probably be a whole nother
Oh,
episode.
never mind. Let's make it another. Uh, uh,
It was just
uh.
about the. I mean, I already said the first part
Oh.
about it. What if the roles were reversed? Trying to change somebody. Phrases like you would be more attractive if you looked like this person, or
Oh?
wish you would be more passionate about this subject or topic, or you should be more like this. Nobody wants to be told what to do. So that's
So I want to wrap this up by saying that the cool thing
wrap it up.
or the thing that I am okay with, the thing that excites me, I guess, about being married to you is that I do know that in your heart of hearts, you do you're not opposed to making any strides or changes to be better as a person,
Because I'm the best. I try to be the best. I
because
strive to be the
even
best.
at whatever, meeting you where you are, figuratively, it's a figure of speech. Right now, it's all well and good, but I know that, if ever I did want you, to do this or do that or be more this or less this or whatever, you would actively make strides towards that. So I don't really take you at face value, I guess, necessarily because you know, it's kind of like if you said something offensive to me or someone else or whatever, like you're not above apologizing or doing better or learning. and growing and changing and evolving and just being a better version. So I do accept you as you are right now, knowing that this isn't who you'll always be, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah. So
Good point.
yeah. So it doesn't matter to me necessarily.
I'm
Um,
waiting for you to wrap up that idea.
it doesn't matter to me necessarily, like this version of you, because I know that on the other side of this version, maybe next week, maybe a month from now, maybe 2 years from now, is going to be an even better, more informed, knowledgeable, more passionate, creative, forthcoming, honest, socially acceptable version or whatever. You know what I'm
I
saying?
love all those adjectives.
You do?
Just about.
Love
Yeah.
that. So, anywho, that's that on that. So, all that to say, extend some grace to your partner. I mean, if they're complete trash, then you might want to get away from them.
Sever ties.
Yeah, because they say whenever you get married, that issues are magnified times 10, I think is what they say. So, you definitely don't want to be dealing with some things I'm never going to deal with. Like I'm never going to deal with. I feel like this should be a topic for another day, but there are certain things that I'll never put up with in our marriage, like i.e. cheating.
Cheating.
Yeah, I mean, I could name like 50 things. It's a wonder I'm still married when I talk
That's a
about
good topic.
when I talk about the boundaries that I
Things,
have. Don't do it.
things.
That thing's gonna go off. Um,
It's gonna
so
go off.
the computer, the notes thing, it'll pop up over there and ding. So when I think about sometimes when I'm listing off my boundaries, people are like, dang. But there are things that I'll never put up with, but I can put up with him being messy because I know that he'll make small changes towards being less messy, which, like I said, obviously it does help me because I just happen to be the prime cleaner around here. But in turn, I mean, really who benefits from it is him. So anyway, that is it for today's podcast episode. We will be back here next Wednesday for another episode. And I don't know what that episode will be necessarily just yet, but we'll be back here. And yeah, if you guys have any, I don't think we've asked this, but if you have any suggestions, always leave them down.
Topic suggestions.
Yes. And we don't care what it is, we'll talk about it. Like,
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah. Hashtag let's talk about it. All right. So that is that on accepting your partner and forcing change or not forcing change and the facts that we have about that. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or any comment that you want to make about the specific topic, just leave it down below in the comment section and subscribe if you haven't already. And we will catch you guys right back here next Wednesday in a brand new episode of A Couple Facts, the podcast. Peace.